Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is finally I'm getting back to this again. This is my review of Bloody Cross Manga Chapter 19. So yeah, I'm really glad finally getting back to this, getting off my lazy ass reading more chapters and doing my scripts for them so I can do my videos for them. And this chapter is titled Spy vs. Spy. Yeah, let's get to it then. So this chapter basically starts out with Now revealing his betrayal and loyalty to Satsuki, basically starting out immediately where the previous chapter left off, talking with him on the phone, and Satsuki claiming that he now has to go search for the fifth inheritance himself. He also says that the final inheritance of God's Book of He also says that the final inheritance is God's Book of Prophecy, Hokma. We then cut to a scene with Now and Hanabira in the car, with Hanabira saying he can no longer sense the location of the fifth inheritance and that the enemy took it, and Now admits that since the third, fourth, and fifth inheritances all appeared at the same time, there was no way to acquire them all. He also states that his intention to believe Suzuki and Tsukimiya on their quest to collect their inheritance and themselves protect the fourth inheritance, the Candlestick, with their lives. Once Hanabira agrees, they arrive at the rendezvous location in which Suzuki is already waiting for them. After more antics between Suzuki and Now, Hanabira shoots Suzuki, saying he doesn't smell like Suzuki, and he turns out to be right because he transforms into Momose, saying that the fourth inheritance now belongs to Satsuki. However, as she's about to leave, Momose is greeted by several Arcana women who go by the joint name of Kuki, and wants to take the inheritance away, to which Momose completely refuses. When she does, the Kuki girls attack, and yes, that's how I'm going to be referring to them as in this video, the Kuki girls, attack her simultaneously, which is weird because they also say that they are allied with her. I didn't realize allies were supposed to try to fucking kill you. And after a short but cool fight scene, the agents of Arcana takes the inheritance and disappears. After that, the real Suzuki, accompanied by Tsukimiya, join Hanabira and Now, who both tries to convince Suzuki that Momose stole the fourth inheritance from them, which she is reluctant to believe at first. However, we are quickly reminded about Nao's betrayal when he, in his mind, states that Suzuki's victory is assumed at this point. Suzuki then gets a text from some unknown source that Satsuki didn't have the fourth and fifth inheritances, and instead Arcana does, which we of course already know. After Tsukimiya deduces that Hinata probably helped with the retrieval of both inheritances for Arcana, as the mole for Suzuki, of course, and just then Hinata shows up possessing the fifth inheritance, saying he'll take it to Arcana. He also asks Tsukimiya to play dead because he's supposed to kill her, but of course doesn't want to. So that was kind of funny, of course. We then cut to a scene with Satsuki accompanied by Momose flat out breaks into Arcana headquarters. Like, no bullshit surrounding it, just walks right through the front door. Satsuki doesn't fuck around, you know. Where they instantly meet the Kuki girls that stole the fifth inheritance from Momose and Hinata, just sitting and standing around. As expected, they came for the fifth inheritance, of course, which they refuse to hand over, saying that they won't allow Suzuki's team to acquire it either, and also saying that they should focus on obtaining the third inheritance from Suzuki. Izumi, the leader of Arcana, continues to try to convince Satsuki, which only enrages him even more, claiming that Arcana would be nothing without him. We're not exactly sure what that means just yet, though, but that does sound really interesting. Then, Satsuki gets a text from Nao, who tells him that Arcana has the fourth inheritance. He then reveals the information he knows, which gets Hinata visibly worried that he might get discovered soon as a spy. We then cut to a scene with Tsukimiya and Nao, where Nao basically asks what Tsukimiya thinks of him, as the good guy or the bad guy. Tsukimiya then asks him humorously if he's drunk, but then asks if he's trying to see if he turned out to be an enemy, if she would kill him. So then she then explains seriously that in the end it doesn't matter what other people thinks. All that matters is what I want to be. Do I want to be a good guy or a bad guy? She also says that the line is sometimes blurred because some bad guys give to charity and some good guys gamble like crazy. Which I kind of liked that speech right there, honestly, because it was the truth, you know. Yeah. At that point, Suzuki shows up, who steals Nao's phone and says he'll keep it hostage until he gets in the car. And Tsukimiya calls them both idiots. We are then back to our Arcana headquarters, where Izumi deduces that somebody is in that room must have leaked information to Suzuki's group, because only the 9 people in that room, Izumi himself, Satsuki, Momose, Makino, Hinata, and the 4 Kuki girls, knew anything about it originally. Hinata then gets really worried, thinking there might be a mole on Suzuki's side, either Tsukimiya, Hanabira, or Nao. He also says it would be bad if it was Tsukimiya, since she knows that he infiltrated Arcana. Although if it was, then he'd probably already be dead, because Izumi would have found out and killed him. Or at least he'd be on the run. Izumi then begins to suspect Hinata, because after he asks if Hinata killed Tsukimiya, which she attests to, Izumi denies it, saying that his source, or what is this? Is his source exactly, claims that she is still alive right now. Then Satsuki decides to obtain a partnership with Arcana. When Hinata tries to send a warning to Suzuki about the spy in their group, Satsuki stops him immediately, who asks him what he was going to do with that phone, and that basically ends this chapter. So yeah, lots of really interesting shit happened in this chapter, so let's get down to the review then. Alright. First off, the pacing in the entire series so far, and this chapter is no different, is really perfect, I honestly think. Like, the way it constantly switches between themes and whatnot, but it never really confuses itself, I think is really brilliant, honestly. That's really the only thing in this chapter that was actually perfect, though, but it is starting to get pretty intense, though, and Hinata, I think, is about to be found out. Alright, let's see here. Can I find any flaws in this particular chapter? Not really. It's like, most people would probably complain there wasn't much action in this chapter, but, you know, I mean, you don't need a shit ton of action in order to make it good. Alright. So I'm able to accept that. Really, I think a complaint about the series as a whole so far is although there is a lot of action in it, I just kind of wish there was a bit more unique action, but other than that, it's really, and I really enjoyed this chapter as well. So yeah, anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.